First of all, go to the settings and then keybinds and change the ability use option to instant cast. The default option takes a lot of time to cast abilities, especially when you're using a controller. So I would not recommend that. Instant cast will take some time to get used to, but that is a very good compromise, I would say, rather than using the default option. So definitely change it to instant cast. If you're not liking some heroes mechanics, then try to change it per hero basis. But I think default, every hero should have instant cast, especially if you're playing with a controller. Another thing is go to Steam input and mess around with the camera sensitivity. Choose the values that fits you. 270 is the default and I also kept it at 270. I didn't actually keep it initially. It took me a while to get used to the controls, but now I think I'm okay with 270 degrees. Just remember that if you're keeping the values very low, then you cannot turn quick enough. So if there are enemies that are behind you, then you cannot escape quickly. So 270 is, I think, ideal, but if you're not able to do it, it is okay. Start slow and then slowly increase the values to 270. I think 270 is an ideal scenario. But yeah, this is the general idea. I actually made an in-depth video about control, so if you are into that, then yes, I would recommend to you to watch that, but I think this should be good enough. So yeah, let's actually talk about the build. The build revolves around turrets becoming basically a laser beam, having insane fire rate with heroic aura and healing tempo, while escalating exposure is one of the main damage sources. This is actually just a fork of Miro's build, which is actually a very popular build. I just removed some items which didn't fit controller format. McGinnis is basically a good area control hero, right? But unfortunately, her turrets do not scale, especially their health do not scale well to the late game. So because of that, turrets can be easily destroyed within seconds if the enemies spot them. But you can actually create good defense against enemies if they are trying to push towards you. Just make sure to place the turrets behind some sort of a cover to hide their visibility. So basically what you're doing is you're fortifying areas by spamming turrets. So the entire build, like the core items, are basically heroic aura, healing tempo, escalating exposure, and rapid recharge. These four are like the important things. And after that, if you want to buy Echo Shard or others, again, those are good, but I think Echo Shard is like a very expensive item, so I would not recommend immediately buying it. I think by late game, if you have a lot of souls, then yeah, that is a very good item, but also try to counter them, right? Like try to buy knockdown or spirit sap if it is important, right? Let's actually talk about Healbane. Healbane is an excellent item if your opponents depend on healing, right? Like if you are facing against Victor, or if there is a healer or support in their team, then Healbane is a very good cheap counter for those heroes. But if there is no such type of heroes, then try to buy Mystic Slow or Suppressor, again depending on your matchup. These cheap items will vary, but they will actually carry you from early game, so definitely try to buy important items. And yeah, the remaining build should be very easy. It's very straightforward actually. Just buy items from left to right. Just occasionally these conditional items are also very important. Just remember that. That's it. Another thing that I would highly recommend you is to practice securing souls, especially in the training ground area. I think that is a very good place to actually practice securing souls. It's not that hard once you get used to the controls, but that is kind of necessary, especially in laning phase. It is a very important thing. I think shotgun heroes are going to be the easiest start, but after that, if you're playing all different types of heroes, then it becomes very important to actually secure souls. So try to practice that. And there are other builds that are excellent to play with controllers, like a 7's ball build is very easy. Dynamo's Stomp is also quite fun. Inferno's Afterburn, it takes a little bit time because Inferno is a carry hero. He is very awful in early game because you're using a controller, right? You cannot build up that Afterburn. So it takes some time to get good enough with Inferno's Afterburn build, but I think that is also a fun build. And there are actually a lot more, and I will be talking about them in the upcoming videos. Deadlock is actually very friendly when it comes to controller. I think it is mainly because Deadlock supports Steam input firsthand, and it is excellent, honestly. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to talk about anything, or if you have any build ideas that you have in your mind, or in general, if you are even using controller or not, then again, anything regarding Deadlock, it would be very fun to talk to you guys. But yeah, that's it. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care of your health, sleep well, and bye bye.